in a fairy tale, and I'm ready to fall in love.
Once upon a time,
Modern dating, it's not working.
a young woman began a quest for true love.
We're in a fairy tale.
You've been transported back in time.
Can the old ways of courtship lead to new romance?
More etiquette and being proper and chivalry. I'm loving this.
A journey where swiping is out and courting is in.
I hear the thunder of 19th century booties.
Wait, booties? They're gorgeous. I don't even know how to explain it.
Are you flirting with me?
No, yes. You ready to catch me?
Excuse us.
They jumped in my honor. It's kind of hot.
Sorry. I can't dance right now. I know what's going on. I know that you're not here for me.
The gloves are literally off.
15 other dudes and one girl.
May the best man win.
I'd like to introduce the court.
I'm introducing all of them to my parents right from the start.
We're here to help Nicole find men who value family.
Meeting the parents before I even technically go on a date.
What are your intentions? So, like, what are you looking for?
I am just dude next door.
I'm like, where can I get a corn dog around here?
Bloody hell.
You didn't have to be with her last night. You're hiding this from her family.
Oh, God. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Sorry. It's scary feeling feelings for multiple men. I'm just happy.
You're going to be choosing the gentleman that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Are you ready?
Never been more ready.
I have somebody that I'm meant to be with.
The Courtship premieres Sunday, March 6th on NBC.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for The Courtship on USA Network on Wednesdays at 11 p.m. And as you see on the screen, I have a special guest, Miss Nicole Rémy. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. I can't tell you how thrilled I am. But first, let me keep it 100. Let me keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a buck. As press, we have a lot of stuff to watch. A lot of stuff comes our way. And when this came along, I was like, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not into like the Bridgerton type thing. My wife is. So it kind of pushed me in that regard. And so last night, in preparation for today, I checked out the first 2 episodes, and it's my new guilty pleasure. I'm keeping watching. Actually, like I'm gonna actually look into the camera right now, like my guy did in episode 1, who looked into your eyes and told you how he felt about you. I'm going to binge the rest of these episodes. And once this is all done, I would love to talk to you again to just see how in love you are. There
Definitely.
we go.
I love it. Well, I love your enthusiasm. Absolutely.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe.
I gotta tell you, or I gotta ask you, when this came along, were you like, I know you were unlucky in love, which I don't understand because you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're smart, you're a software developer, by trade.
Thank you.
How did this come along your way? And yeah,
you know what? And as I say in the trailer, modern dating was not working for me. And that is the truth. I've tried the dating apps, I've tried meeting people, as we now say, like in the wild. Okay, none of it's been working. So this opportunity was presented to me, and I thought to myself, like, why not take a chance? And in a castle wearing these costumes, like that's dope. That's dope. That is dope. Yes. Sign me up. I love it.
Okay. But when you do this, though, because of the concept of the show is having your family involved with that, like I can, okay, there's one thing doing it yourself, but then getting like friends and family involved. So you say yes to this for yourself. How did you introduce it to the family, and were they cool with it off the break, or did it take some convincing?
No, they were not on board. Let me tell you. Bless them. I remember, when the opportunity was presented, I told my family, I was like, listen, this is really cool, and I'd like to do it. But if I do it, y'all have to come with me. That's like part of the thing. And you should have seen the look on my parents' faces. They're like, I'm sorry, what? They're in their 60s. They've lived a great life. They're just trying to be quiet and enjoy their life together. And they're very, private people. That once it became clear that I was probably going to be picked for the show, they realized, like, we want to support Nicole and support our daughter and be there for her in any way we can, which speaks volumes of, how much I love them and they love me and my family just supporting me in general. It's not every family would do this very clearly. Right. So I'm grateful.
That's absolutely beautiful. And I have to say, makes my enjoyment of the show that much more. Like, I love that, because why not? You know, when we see these reality shows, it is just singular. You're the person in there doing it, but having the family involved, I just can, I love it. So you're on set, you're doing this show, and you're dressed up in these beautiful gowns. The family's all dressed up. The suitors are dressed up. What was that like to do that and like get into costumes? I think I saw in episode 1, you're like having to go to the restroom is kind of difficult because you have all that. I can only imagine. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, very out of my comfort zone. I tell people, like, I typically don't wear dresses ever. I'm like a pants gal all the way. So for me, it was just, not something I would typically wear, or, especially a floor length ball gown to that matter. But, I was like, let me lean into this experience and just kind of like be vulnerable to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because you get so much more out of it when you just allow yourself to completely fall into, what you're doing. And the toilet situation was a little awkward sometimes. There was one toilet in particular that was literally just a wooden plank with a hole in it. And I remember thinking, like, I will never take a modern day toilet for granted ever again. I'm like, am I going to get splinters on this thing? Like, what's going on here? So I'm like, the whole thing was just bizarre, but fun. I mean, it's the kind of thing that it's almost like summer camp. You think about it like, oh yeah, there are things that were tough and annoying about it, but like, you hate to see it when summer camp's over. That's kind of how I felt.
I feel that. So was that like when you were on set, 24/7, or did you actually get like real amenities when you're not shooting?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, so at the castle itself, everything was very old. So, the wooden toilet, and, there were some more modern toilets and stuff like that. But I think most importantly to remember is that all of us were in this environment that felt very uncomfortable, and not standard to normal modern day life. So we really did date back in like the 1800s. Like from the amenities to the food, I mean, all of it. It was a real immersion.
Wow, I guess then my thoughts are now back to the family. So you're obviously in it to win it, right? And you're doing your thing and you're looking for love. And they're supporting you. Did they have any conversations with you when they're like, you're off camera? So like they agreed to do this because they want to support the daughter, but then like, I don't know, as pops, like, man, if I had to go to the restroom on this thing, or I don't know, just anything, like, what were those conversations like, and how were they with the vibe?
I mean, bless them, because they were so accommodating. And again, they just wanted to be there and support me. And what was important to them was making sure that I wasn't worried about them, because that was stressful for me at times. I wanted to make sure that they were comfortable and that they had what they needed. And at the end of the day, they just kept reminding me, like, no, you've got to save yourself for this experience, because it's going to be a lot for you. So don't worry about us. Like, we can take care of ourselves. And they were amazing. They were everything I needed in that experience.
Well, let's go. Shout out to family support. We all need that. Let's
Agreed.
go. All right. So you're in the mix. You're meeting these suitors. Some are in it for you. Some are in it for maybe just the spotlight. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of the suitors you met? Again, I'm only in 2 episodes. I'm dying to, like I said, I'm going to binge this all. And I see that in like episode 5, you have a brother and your brother appears. Like, shout out to the brother. So like, yes. I was curious, like what that kind of like a male opinion would be from a brother. Tell me, I guess, a little bit about like when you were meeting everyone and the family being involved with just some of the amazing stuff we've seen on the show.
Yeah, definitely. So my brother shows up episode 5, which was amazing to have a male perspective of, he's in his early to mid 30s. So very close to the age that the guys on the show were. And so he was really able to offer me a lot of like, Nicole, I know what he's thinking. Like,
right.
Right. Exactly. And there was one thing that he said, and at the time I wish I would have taken it more seriously. And not that I didn't take it seriously, but when your siblings are giving you advice, you're kind of just like, hey, yeah. But to some degree, right?
Yeah, I have a sister, so yeah, right, I know.
You get it. Yes. And he said, he might be saying just enough to keep you interested or to keep you involved in it. And that's a simple concept, right? Like, okay, yeah, he might just be saying just enough, but when he reminded me of like what it looks like in a relationship and how maybe he's used that line before, or maybe how he's heard other people use that line before, I was like, no, you're right. That's a really good point. And he offered so much insight. I think especially my parents, you know, them being married over 35 years and being a part of the show, they were able to show me what real love and sacrifice looks like, and that friendship that you develop in your later years of your marriage and stuff like that. And my mom makes a comment like, you know, once the belly grows and the hair starts to go away, like what's going to keep you two together, you know? And I'm just like, that's real. That is real and honest. And I'm so grateful that I had them there to give me that insight.
That's so dope. I love it. Shout out to moms with the wisdom. I like that.
I know.
So again, I love this show so much. It's my new guilty pleasure. I have so many questions. Like I usually talk to regular actors. I don't really get reality stars too much. So I have so many questions.
Yeah.
When you're filming this, I know as actors, you know, we're trained to perform and, you know, express ourselves, you know, per the scene. With you, this is real you. This is you, you know, you may be playing it up for a little bit to the camera in certain instances, I would assume. But like when you're looking for love and when you feel that emotion and that somebody's looking deep into your eyes and it's very intimate. How difficult was it for you to get intimate on camera?
Yeah, great question, because there are times where I watch it back and I'm like, this is very weird seeing me, you know, kiss guys in front of my parents and just on TV in general. I honestly, though, started to forget about the cameras probably by like day 2 or 3 of filming. You just kind of, I realized if I'm going to be so self-conscious about everything I do, I'm not going to lean myself into this process and really just enjoy it, but then also find that connection that I'm looking for. So I mentally just had to remind myself, like, I've just got to do me. I've got to do me. I can't care, you know, about whether or not, you know, I look the way I want to look or I'm saying all the right things all the time. Like, I just got to be me. And once I let go of that, you know, sort of insecurity that I may have felt going into it, having those feelings of, oh gosh, how is this going to look? Then I was really able to just open myself up and just enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, I wanted to enjoy it. Like, this is once in a lifetime. I can't look back and be like, ah, man, I wish I would have done this, you know?
Definitely. Right. I love this. You are present in the moment, living the moment. And that's so very important in every aspect of life. And so I think that's amazing. Man, I have so many questions, but I see that we're running out of time. I would love to connect with you again if it's possible. There's, I think, 2 episodes left as of this day of this recording.
Yes, 2 episodes left. You have a lot to catch up on.
I do. I will be done. I'm telling you, I'll be done. And once it wraps, if I could have you back, I would love to talk to you again and maybe see if you're with somebody. Like, I'm curious how that is. Because I know you're doing the thing right now, press. It's just you. But yeah, I want to know if you found love, because you deserve love. We all deserve love.
Thank you.
Nicole Rémy, The Courtship, USA Network on Wednesdays, followed by Peacock the day after. Thank you so much for your time. I'm hoping for love for you. We all deserve love. And this was truly a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon for sure.
Yes. All right. Nicole Rémy, y'all. Your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world.
We'll be right back.